girl D here with 8th House Energy. I'm here to do your Neptune retrograde reading. I hope all is well with everybody. I'm doing good. And this is going to be general. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Now, Aries, for you, Neptune is in retrograde for all of us, actually. But for you, specifically in your 12th house. And it's interesting because Neptune rules the 12th house. The 12th house is the house of the unconscious mind, the house of your dream state, the house of your ancestors, the house of karma, right? The house of the hidden enemies. And Neptune is the planet that rules that house. Neptune characteristics include ruling the creative imagination, your psychic and spiritual ability. Actually, the God in you is where Neptune is at in your natal chart, right? And you get the highest of the high as far as the spiritual energy, and you can get the lowest of the darkest, the heaven-hell situation, right? So you have Neptune in the 12th house. Now, I wrote a little something up, or typed a little something up about Neptune retrograde. I put in the community tab for those of you who are not too familiar with Neptune. You need to get familiar with Neptune. Neptune is one of the most slept on planets, in my opinion, because, it reminds me of, the saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Like, to me, that's kind of what Neptune energy is, but it's also the hub of your manifestation. It's like your manifestation headquarters. You have to imagine it and dream it into being and actually see it before you can manifest it. And that's what Neptune does. It helps you to imagine what it is that you truly want so that you can bring it into fruition. Now, what it does is it pulls the energy from the subconscious, right? Which is energy that you can only tap into when you're in a meditative state, when you're daydreaming, or when you are asleep, right? So right now, people don't realize how much of a spiritual energy Aries is. How could it not be when you got Pisces in your 12th house? Pisces rules the 12th house. So how could, Aries not be spiritual? Like, a lot of people sleep on Aries energy and don't realize how spiritual it is and how much access they have. It's like right in their backyard, right? The highest of the high of the spiritual realms and the lowest of the low of the spiritual realms, right? So with Neptune in retrograde, what we're doing is, Neptune is a planet of illusions. We know that. But with Neptune in retrograde, what happens is those illusions fall apart. The facades fall apart. And we see things for what they truly are. So this is a good time for you, Aries, to write down whatever it is that you're dreaming about. It's always a good time for you, especially with, Neptune in your 12th house. But now because Neptune is traveling through the house of Pisces, while it's in Pisces, it would be beneficial for you to write down your dreams, because this is a way that you'll be able to, like, you're the energy of, let's get up and get it. It's like all you need is the blueprint. What's the plan? Aries is also a very strategic sign as well. Like, a lot of people don't realize that because it's ruled by Mars. Mars is a very strategic energy. Mars rules Scorpio and Aries. They're very strategic. Aries is the god of war, and in order for you, to be successful in war, you need to be very strategic. You need to be able to plan and strategize, and so that is something that Aries knows well. And so you have that fire up in you to get up and go and make it happen, right? You got that warrior spirit to keep fighting regardless. You fight with one leg and just keep knocking it out. Literally, that's that Aries energy, is do or die, right? So in order for you to figure out what it is that you want to fight for, because Mars is all about, look, I'm ready to fight and defend what it is that I want. And I'm going to go for it until, to the death. And in order for you to really, truly figure out what that is, the best thing for you is tap into your subconscious energy. So it's really good for you to meditate, even when Neptune is direct in Pisces. But now that it is retrograde, it's very important, too, that you try to stay away from drugs during this time frame. I'm not trying to tell you how to move. You do your thing. But right now, as far as like hallucinogens and things like that, I don't know what you're into. But you do want to be careful right now. You don't want to be too much into it, because you're getting a lot of downloads right now, and you don't want to distort the downloads. You don't want to distort the frequencies. They're going to be coming in very clear for you, right? You could just be sitting around somewhere just zoning out, and you might get some very clear, distinct downloads, but just be careful not to overdo it with whatever you indulge in, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm not here to tell nobody what to do and what not to do, but just if you are usually a hardcore, try to turn it down a little bit while Neptune is in retrograde. It's gonna be in retrograde till December. I don't know if you can turn it down that long, but you won't need it as much. Let's just put it that way. So let's take a look at what energies you might be dealing with in reference to Neptune retrograde here. So we got the sun energy. All right, that's beautiful energy. So this is about, I feel like this is an energy of you being able to shine and get your true happiness and get what it is that you truly want. Because, Neptune in the 12th house, that's the house of the ancestors, right? And so I feel like with Neptune in retrograde, what's going to be going on now is you're going to be in reflection mode. That's just like all of us when all the planets are in retrograde. Just about all of them are right now anyway. This is a time of reflection, a time of reflecting back on, okay, what is it that I truly want? Because again, that Aries energy is all about, look, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do what I need to do, I'm ready, let's get it, right? But it's like you have to have something to fight for. You have to have something to invest in, something that really you're passionate about. And then you'll go ham for it. Like if you're not feeling it, you're not going that route. And so for some of you, you may have been in the past, you may have thought that this is something that you wanted and you went for it and then maybe you realize it wasn't. Or, sometimes what happens with Aries energy is, maybe you didn't plan the long haul out. You may have gotten started, but then it's like, yo, it's more work than I thought it was. And right now I'm not feeling that right now because I might got this going on or I got that going on. And so maybe you pumped your brakes on some things. So with Neptune in retrograde, the downloads are going to be coming to you in your dreams. Make sure you write them down to, tell you what it is that your ancestors want you to do, what's going to make you happy, what's going to put you in a position where you're going to be successful, whatever successful is to you. All right? So this is all about you. So we got the Two of Pentacle energy in reverse. We got the Queen of Pentacles as well. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. The victorious energy of the Six of Wands. We got the Empress energy right here for you. Right? Major Arcana of Venus energy. All right? And then we got the Seven of Pentacle energy in reverse. So what I'm getting here is that if you want that long-term longevity with the Queen of Pentacle energy, if you want that long-term longevity, you're going to have to be decisive about what it is that you want. You're going to have to prioritize, put the bullshit to the side, figure out what's important and what's not. Some of you, you just may be focused on the wrong things. And Neptune in retrograde will tell you that. Like, damn, I was focused on this, and I should have really been over here focusing on that. So you're going to figure that out with this Two of Pentacles in reverse, and you're going to realize, okay, I shouldn't have put as much time and energy and effort into that I did. Don't get too caught up on the fact that don't get too caught up on the ideology of I wasted my time. Nothing is ever truly a waste because you're supposed to be learning constantly on your journey. Look at it more so as, okay, I spent as much time on this as I needed to because I needed to get this understanding and I didn't get it before, so that's why I had to spend this much time on it. Now that I got this understanding, I know that I have to put in some time, effort, and energy, and it's going to take a time to build. I have to be dedicated, I have to be sincere, I have to know what I want, and I got to put a plan in place. I have to be practical about it, right? That's the challenge here. But the universe is telling you, your ancestors are telling you, look, as long as you listen to your dreams and you put a plan in place, you're going to be successful. There's nothing stopping you but you in this scenario. There's nobody else. This is all you. All right? When you're dealing with the 12th house, that's all you. That's you and your ancestors. Or it's you and your demons. Whichever one it is. All right? Some of you might have been, dibbling and dabbling with the demons on whatever level. The universe is here to tell you, hey, you might have been wasting time with that. Let's go do something different. Okay? So what the universe wants you to focus on is your long-term success, your creativity, right? What you love, doing what you truly love, doing what really makes you happy, what you truly appreciate, what you value, because that's what the Venus energy represents. Sorry about these people out here with the motorcycles. So focus on what it is that you truly value. That's what's going to make you happy, right? And not wasting your time on things that are just not, things that are basically just a waste of time. With the Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Again, don't get caught up on the fact that you wasted time. Understand that, okay, it did take as long as it did for me to snap out of it. However, the universe is saying you can still be successful. So don't look at it as a total loss. I can't, you can't get that time back. You can't get that money back. That is correct. You cannot, you can get the money back, but you can't get the time back. Because we got all earth energy here. The only thing that's not earth here is this energy here. So you got all earth energy here, right? So I feel like for some of you may have been wasting money. You may have been, spending frivolously or not paying attention or not being conscious of what you've been spending and wasting money on. That's another thing I'm getting too. Some of you are interested in starting your own business, and now is the opportunity to do so. What you just need to do is pay attention to your dreams, write down what you recall, do it for 28 days for each moon cycle. At the end of the cycle, go from the new moon to the new moon, write it all down, whatever you remember. If you don't remember nothing but one night, you might remember, damn, I was cold in the dream. That's all I remember is I was cold. Write that down. And try to remember to write your dreams down every night. Do what you can to remember whatever you can. And then, from the new moon to the next new moon, take that energy that you've compiled and see if you can decipher it any way, shape, or form. Meditate on it, light a L on it. Figure out what you need to do, right? Put a plan in place. Because this is what your challenge is, putting a plan in place. Something that's going to take you from A to B to C to D to E. Not just the A to B plan. You need the rest of the alphabet. That's your only challenge. And again, your only challenge is yourself. The only thing that's stopping you is you. That's it. It's you. The only thing standing in your way is your ego. That's you. That's it. Nobody can stop you from doing you. You already know this. So let's take a look at these top 5 cards. So we got the sun energy here, right? We got the Knight of Swords in reverse. We got the Ten of Cups energy in reverse. The Fool energy. All right? And the Page of Pentacle energy in reverse. See, this is what I'm talking about here. It's like you are your worst enemy. It's like as long as you put a plan in place and don't just jump into things without thinking and without planning. The Page of Pentacles in reverse, that's the energy of somebody who don't plan. They just jump in, spend money. It's like, okay, I'm going to start a business. Wait, before you start the business, did you do a marketing plan just to figure out, okay, how much it's going to cost you for the year to run this business, to keep the doors open, to get the product on the shelves? To pay the bills just to keep the business running. Do a financial plan. You know what I'm saying? Don't just start a business because it's something you want to do. Because what may happen is, if you don't, like I said, it's all about planning from A to Z instead of from A to B. Right? And some of you, that's what you've been doing. Is you're like, oh, I might have went to F, but I ain't get no further than F. You know what I'm saying? You want long-term stability. You want long-term growth. Long-term stability, long-term growth. That's going to come to you. Those downloads are going to come to you. You just got to be open to it, and then you're going to have to do the rest. The universe says you already got this, right? See, not writing things down with the Knight of Swords energy in reverse is going to be a detriment to you. Not writing your dreams down. That's going to be a problem for you, all right? The Ten of Cups energy in reverse and the Fool. For some of you, you may be around some people who are distracting you from what you need to be doing, okay? Also be careful not to be distracted and get caught up in, bullshit relationships or, dealing with people who don't have any goals and ambitions or who try to pull you away from your goals and ambition, because you're going to have to put in some work. You're going to have to be disciplined at some point, and you're going to have to do some, it may take you some time, okay? You may have to study up on some things too. You may have to do some research, all right? And maybe some of you are just like, yo, I don't feel like doing all of that, but an example of, starting a business is doing market research. Before you put all the hundreds of thousands of dollars into a business, find out who your target audience is and take a survey. Get a survey out there. Ask them what they want to see. Ask them what interests them. A lot of times what business owners do, they fuck up when they go into business thinking about, oh, I'm going to do what I want to do. When in reality, you got to appeal to your customer base. Because if they're not feeling what you want, it don't matter how good a flyer look to you. You know what I'm saying? If they not buying, they not buying. You know what I'm saying? So you may just have to do a little bit of work. You may have to hire an assistant to help you. Maybe if you're not well versed in those areas, then hire somebody to help you. There's nothing wrong with that. That'll put you in a better position than you trying to do it yourself, or you half-ass doing it and not getting what you want and not getting the results you want. You just have to plan strategically. And again, The downloads are going to be key for you. I can't stress that enough to you. So please pay attention to your dreams, all right? So this is what I got for you, Aries. I want to keep this short and sweet. But if you need a personal reading, you want to take a look at your particular placements in reference to your natal Neptune versus where Neptune is right now. And you know where Neptune is right now and opposed to your natal planets. Hit me up. We can do a natal chart reading and see what's going on. My information is in the box below. I love you guys and I wish you the best. This is real positive, dope energy. With Neptune in retrograde, it's all about reassessing. All right, this is a time to just reflect, reassess, and then move forward with your plan and make sure it's long term this time. All right. So that's what I got for you, Aries. I love you guys and I'll see you in the next reading. Later.